Hello, everyone. So I'll be going over PiTest, the basic coverage of the tools. And basically, PiTest is a sort of mutation testing application that allows you to test the quality of your test and really see the percentage of the mutations that were killed. And depending on how many were killed and how many were lived, that'll tell you how good your application is when it comes to mutation testing. So to put it in another way, Pit runs your unit tests against automatically modified versions of your application code. When the application code changes, it should produce different results and cause the unit test to fail. If a unit test does not fail in the situation, it may indicate an issue with the test suite. And basically, Pit, it tells you the line coverage, the mutation coverage in a report kind of format, as you can see here. Using the project on my right, I have two classes, so it indicates that. It also gives me the line coverage, and it gives me the mutation coverage and the test strength. So according to how many were killed and how many lived, it's going to give me the test strength of both of these classes and whether the tests that I did run were good enough to cover all of the methods that I have in these two classes. And yeah, that's the basic features and tools for PiTest.
Okay, so on to coverage and reporting. So here we just have our basic test cases. So these are the methods we're going to be testing: concatenate string, string length, count letter, and first five cars. And then here we have our JUnit test cases. So let's go ahead and run our pit test. So it's going to run, and we're going to see some information here down in the console. So it says created 2 mutations test units per scan, and then created 2 mutation test units. And then it's going to run all our tests. So we see two killed, 1 survived, 1 killed, 2 killed, 5 survived, 3 killed, 3 killed. And then we're also going to see that we have our timings for all of our mutations. So overall, this build and run took 6 seconds. And then we see some of our statistics regarding our line coverage and our mutation tested. So we have 100% line coverage, generated 16 mutations, and we killed 10 of them. Mutations with no coverage, 0, test strength 63%, ran 22 tests. And then, so once we run our pit test, we can actually open the report in the browser here. And this is just a nice visual report of some of the information that we already saw. So we have our line coverage, mutation coverage, test strength over the whole project. And then we can click on this and see it by class. So we can see that the stringops.java class has 100% line coverage, 91% mutation coverage, 91 test strength, but we see it has 0 mutation coverage and 0 test strength. And then if we go into these classes, we can see exactly what length, and then we can see which mutation survived and killed. So changed conditional boundary, survived, negated conditional, killed. So it'll also tell you the mutations that were done here, and then the tests examined and how many milliseconds they take here. And then once the pit test is run, we also get a saved version of this here in the report file in the project structure. So here we have reports. We can see that we have multiple reports here. And this just basically has that HTML index report that we were looking at earlier. So yeah, overall, very nice tool for coverage and reporting.
So we will begin with our practical demonstration using PiTest. First, we will show you our code base, where we have 4 functions. One is for concatenating 2 strings. One is for finding the length of a string. The third one returns the number of times a character is presented in the string. And one is for returning the first 5 characters of a string. And we will show you our test class. We have 1 test case for each method in our code base. The first one concatenates the word the words first and second. The second test case gets the length of the word first. Then for the third case, we're counting the number of times S is in the word sabueso, which will be 2. And for the last one, we're getting the first 5 letters of the words 1 and second. Okay, so now we will run this J unit test. So hopefully everything passes. So everything passed. Then we will show you our configuration for running the test. The important thing here is that we added our mutators as parameters. So then we would hit OK. And then we will run our PIT tests. Okay, so in red, it says that our mutation test units are created, which means that our 2 files, string ops and string ops tests are being tested. So we will see our report in the browser, which I think is easier to visualize. As we can see initially, we have 100% line coverage, but for mutation coverage, we have 100% for test class, but 95% on the string ops class. So we will hit that, and we will see where the tests are failing. We can see that a line fails. It says that PiTest did 6 tests, where 2 of them survived, but the rest were killed. So what we want is that the less number of mutations survive. That's why we will change our code again. Below, we can see our mutators from the configuration. So we'll see HTML. That's what we added in our configuration. Now we will change our code appropriately. We will change the line where it failed, whereas the length. So we'll change it to 6, which is more clear and concise, since we're getting the first 5 characters. Now we will run again our PIT tests. It will appear the same message. And then we'll see our report in the browser again. Let's see how much coverage we got now. Now our new report says that for 100%, that we get 100% for mutation coverage. That's what we want. Now all the mutations were killed. Now if we click the file, we can see that no lines being red, so that all mutations were killed, just like we wanted. Okay.
So our assessment of this tool is that it was easy to understand and easy to use. Once the JUnit tests were successfully run, we were able to use PiTest without any problem. So I would recommend the use of this tool for mutation testing. This will conclude our practical demonstration.
Overall, PIT testing features are unique, and they allow for a better testing application. Mutation testing is critical to the testing of software, as it finds errors that other methods of testing cannot. Mutation testing specializes by modifying your code to fail certain unit tests. By finding these errors within the test suite, you were able to better the testing and overall functionality of your program. Mutation testing in PiTest is different than most, as currently most mutation testing applications that are developed and can run for Java take days or even hours to run the code, and PiTest is different by running the testing within minutes, producing a report that is easy to read and can allow analysts to work more efficiently. Overall, PiTest has good features and is the best application for mutation testing if you are going to be doing it in Java.